I'm Johnny Wilkinson, and today I'll be sharing with you the wonders of Mexico. Commonly, when coming from state to state, you'll notice welcome and come back signs after coming into or leaving any state in Mexico. You'll also notice when you're traveling from town to town that there are SOS stations every 500 meters. Another point to realize when traveling in Mexico is that there can always be bad traffic. It is also not uncommon to see animals in the road here, considering fences don't really separate properties. Roads can sometimes be underdeveloped, but most roads are made out of cobblestone. Except the major highways, of course. I've included this next clip to show a mile-long tunnel through the mountain in Hidalgo. While on the subject of roads and driving, you can also attend car races. This is a 6-hour Le Mans in Mexico City that we attended. Or you can choose to race yourself at K1 speed. If you ain't first, you're last. Other historical events you can participate in is Viva Mexico, which celebrates Mexico's independence from Spain. As a runner, I would like to highlight the torch runners, as they are a selected group of runners who run a torch from town to town, treading hundreds of miles all night long the night of independence. Commonly, you can find on park benches a dedicated symbol to this special event. The streets are crazy filled with joy, laughter on this glorious day. And like at most fiestas, Mexicans cannot live without a little bit of music. Outside of historical events, you can participate in other activities such as fishing, running, paintball, shopping, and visiting museums and national artifacts. And if you can't find somewhere to go or something to do, there's usually something for you to do, participate in, or witness out on the streets, just as shown here. Another nationally known holiday is Dia de los Muertos, the Day of the Dead. You can find very interesting artwork inspired by this celebration, as well as altars to represent loved ones, and the significance of this day is prayer, remembrance of friends and family, and members who have died. You will also find amigos and amigas dressed alike in fancy clothes and painted faces, and this doesn't exclude pets. Last part of the year, we finish off with the Christmas fiesta, where again, the life of the party is all in the music. And this Christmas celebration would not be complete without posadas, This is a competition in which you sing through the window, begging to be let in. As you walk through the streets, you will find there's always something to sell. I've learned that when denying something, it's rude to say no gracias, but more polite to just say gracias.
Gracias.
So far in our video, we visited Querétaro, Colón, Bernal, and Tequisquiapan. The streets are always full of people doing things and going places. In the markets, you can find almost anything from food, clothes, hats, toys, shoes, belts, keychains, you name it, they got it. Note, most of the things that you will see here are handmade and traditionally done and sold by the person selling the product.
Gracias.
That's not the place. Yeah. They make letters in your pesos.
Make letters.
That's awesome.
Skyrim. That's cool.
You can also find and go to organic markets, which have everything that is healthy, not only for you, but for the environment as well. Even at the beachside, just like in the United States, there's always something to sell. This was captured in Zihuatanejo. You can rent anything from a taxi boat, a fishing boat, or just buy things from the market. Now let's talk about food, my favorite part. Here we have an elote being made, and a story of hardship to make a living for the past 20 years.
I'm eating a Mexican snack.
What is that?
Oh well, this is called esquites.
Esquites.
Esquites. It's cooked corn, and it's very difficult to prepare.
Okay, well, it doesn't look very much like corn. Can you tell me what else is in it?
Oh yes, it has mayonnaise. It also has cheese. It also has a little bit of lime, right, and a lot of hot water.
Later, I'm eating a Mexican burger from the market. I can say it was pretty good, just not as good as the ones in Texas. A must when visiting Mexico is find the happening taco stands. We have been told if you see a police officer at the stand, that's the one to go to have really good tacos.
Hola señorita, yo soy orden mixta, espera uno, y sidrero mundet refresco, y un balcanes. Shit, you're out of Spanish. With bistec, por favor.
Con bistec.
Con bistec.
Yes. ¿Con verdura?
Pardon?
¿De
onion and the green thing.
Cilantro.
Cilantro.
Yo quiero tacos con queso, suadero con queso.
Pastor is a common and also cheaper option when getting tacos that make for a very tasty treat. Anytime you see the meat on the rod, that's pastor. Coming up, we have helado de galleta, which is a special to Mexico made with bread. I'd also like to share this plate of fish with you. The fish you saw me with before, this is it. And we mustn't forget the drinks. The legal drinking age in Mexico is 18 years old. You can also get the drinks in any shape or size, like so. Now I'll show you some art and things to see from different places in Mexico. This is De los Arcos in Querétaro, and the famous church in Tequisquiapan, also known as Tequis. Around every town you can find all kinds of murals, statues, and historical buildings. This is the church in Colón that holds one of the most famous La Virgen de Guadalupe. You can also take a visit to Acapulco, where the famous cliff diving is done. In Querétaro, there's an architectural site to see called El Pueblito. It's an old temple that was built by the Indians before the conquistadors. As you can see, the cities are very populated. Fun fact to know, the reason that Hispanics and Mexicans paint their homes funny colors is so you can tell their homes apart from their neighbor, because they live so close together. You can find almost anything, anywhere. Keynote: the sand is black when you go to the beach, not by nature, but because of residue from oil spills. Coming up is Peña de Bernal. It's the third tallest monolith in the world, which is a single massive stone. Art and adventure is out there. You just have to be willing to reach out and take it.